Black and White Network fans, we are back with another video, and boy, we're going to be talking about Mr. Joe Biden and his speech on, trying to pass this Voting Rights Act. And the reason why he's doing this, the reason why he went to Georgia is the midterms are in November. And guys, as it stands right now, it should be a red wave. It's going to be a bloodbath for the Democrat Socialist Party. The people have rejected the Democrats. They have. Look at the elections in November. The sign is there, guys. The Democrats are going to be in serious trouble this November. They've embraced socialism. They went very, very far left. They are pro-CRT, and they're discriminating on treatments for the virus based on race. It's happening in the People's Republic of New York, run by Democrats. So now, Joe Biden and the Democrats now, they are trying to basically lie to the people out there and basically make them afraid. So they want them to go ahead and vote Democrat this November. So now they're preaching fear. They're preaching lies out there. And Joe Biden believes that Americans' rights to vote are under attack by red states passing laws where basically you need an ID to vote. Nobody's vote is being suppressed in red states. So now the Democrats, they're freaking out. But however, Joe Biden just essentially told you to go out and vote Republican. And you know what? He probably didn't even realize that he was actually telling you to go and vote Republican. He just told you not to vote Democrat and to vote Republican. So I'm going to play this a little bit of a clip here because Mr. Biden invoked some names. And I'm pretty sure if you actually know these names and know their history, they weren't good people. And everybody he named was a Democrat. But yet he's over here with a bunch of black people telling them to go out and vote Democrat, essentially. Let's listen to this clip here.
Will you stand for democracy? Yes or no? And here's one thing every senator, every American should remember. History has never been kind to those who've sided with voter suppression over voters' rights. And it'll even be less kind for those who side with election subversion. So I ask every elected official in America, how do you want to be remembered? At consequential moments in history, they present a choice. Do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? Do you want to be on the side of John Lewis or Bull Connor? Do you want to be on the side of Abraham Lincoln or Jefferson Davis? This is the moment to decide, to defend our elections, to defend our democracy. And if you do that, you will not be alone. Will you stand for?
So there you have it, guys. Do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? Do you want to be on the side of John Lewis or Bull Connor? Or do you want to be on the side of Abraham Lincoln? Guys, Joe Biden has just demonized 3 men, and they're all Democrats, including Jefferson Davis. If you're black, listen to this, guys. The Democrats have been duping you for decades. Decades. I said it before, man. George Wallace was the most dangerous governor in probably American history. He was a Democrat and a segregationist. Bull Connor, another Democrat and a segregationist. Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy, also a Democrat. Check this out. Bull Connor here. This is a little bit of information on Bull Connor. An ardent segregationist who served for 22 years as Commissioner of Public Safety in Birmingham, Alabama, Bull Connor used his administrative authority over the police and fire departments to ensure that Birmingham remained, as Martin Luther King Jr. described, the most segregated city in America. That is Bull Connor, a Democrat. George Wallace, This is his picture right here, and he's known for saying segregation now, segregation tomorrow. I say segregation forever. That is George Wallace. Now, it's kind of funny, that Mr. Biden here is throwing George Wallace under the bus. But check this out, guys. Joe Biden's George Wallace links resurface after Georgia's speech. I told you guys this before, man. Joe Biden was a segregationist. He loved these segregationists. He was friends with Democrat Klansman Robert Byrd. He loved him some Robert Byrd. He's playing black people for a fool. And I wish that black people would wake up. Check this out over here on Newsweek. A number of GOP figures have criticized Joe Biden for mentioning former Alabama Democratic Governor George Wallace in a derogatory manner, despite recounting praise he had received from the controversial segregationist decades ago. During his speech at the Atlanta University Center Consultorium in Georgia on Tuesday, urging Congress to pass the Freedom to Vote Act, the president referenced the governor who infamously said, "Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever," during his inaugural speech in 1963. That same year, Wallace also stood at the floor of Foster Auditorium at the University of Alabama in an attempt to stop black students from enrolling at the school. Wallace died in 1998 at age 79. He was a lifelong Democrat until the day he died. Biden named Wallace as an opposing example to civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., while highlighting why elected officials should back the Freedom to Vote Act, which aims to make it easier for people to cast their ballots in elections and combat voter suppression laws, which have been drawn up in Republican states. That is a lie. Quote, "I asked every elected official in America, how do you want to be remembered?" Biden said. At consequential moments in history, they present a choice. Do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? This is a moment to decide to defend our elections, to defend our democracy. As noted by House Republicans, Biden once bragged about being praised by Wallace. This is funny. And I actually have it over here too, by the way. Check this out. And it jumped on me right here, so I'm going to have to go back over here. Joe Biden actually bragging about being praised by a segregationist. This is from the House Republicans here. Joe Biden once bragged about being praised by George Wallace. And on this picture here, it says most of, I believe, the 1988 Democrat presidential candidates agreed with Rob on the importance of the South. Senator Joseph Biden of Delaware, for example, tells Southerners that the lower half of his state is culturally part of Odysee. He reminds them that former Alabama Governor George Wallace praised him as one of the outstanding young politicians of America. George Wallace seeping praise on Joe Biden. This is not a surprise because George Wallace was a racist. Robert Byrd was a racist. And Robert Byrd, the Klansman, was Joe Biden's mentor. So none of this is surprising to me, man. But I wish that people, black people especially, would just wake up to the lies of Joe Biden. I mean, even Joe Biden insulted Barack Obama, calling him, if I remember this, I can't remember the exact words, but something along the lines of being the first most articulate black person or something like that. Yeah, Joe Biden is a con artist. He's not fooling me. He's not fooling me. And I highly encourage you guys to share this video with other people because the mainstream media is not going to be honest about this. Joe Biden just told you not to vote for Democrats. Joe Biden is a segregationist. He's the same person that thinks that black people are pretty dumb. They don't know how to use the internet. He already told you if you don't vote for him, then you ain't black. But unfortunately, black people still are going to ride with the Democrats. They're going to ride with Joe Biden Wake up, people. Wake up. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.